I'm proud of that moniker for sure. We started back in 2022, the home team, Black, Brown, and Allied folks to learn and grow in emerging technology. And that's been the mission ever since. So we've been diving in some of my favorites, the blockchain side, specifically in blockchain, the NFTs, digital collectibles, the art side where art and music and all that in crypto and in blockchain lives. That's my favorite for sure. But also the fungible tokens, so just all the currency side, the trading side, the DeFi, decentralized finance, and all that good stuff as well too. Starting with number 1 crypto coin, Bitcoin, number 2 Ethereum, all the way on down those 33 plus million coins and growing exponentially every day. It's a good time. Also, the other emerging technology that we dabble in heavily is on the AI side. AI has been having another crazy moment with the agentic side, or the agents or the bots that are able to follow multiple commands, build different things, learn and grow on their own, surf the web, search out documentation, build apps, code, all kind of stuff. It's really a whole vibe. And we've been learning and growing together as a community, and it's been a really good time and been pretty fruitful. I'm just Unc, you know? Let's go. Yes, back in the building. What's going on, family? How we do? Oh, then my camera wants to, you know what I'm saying? No, we here. What's going on, family? Day 211 of this live stream journey. Insane. We got another special one as well, too. It's going to be a good time. I'm going to let everybody trickle in real quick, but we've got another Undivided Attention. Season 2 continues. We got episode 15 with another special guest, so I'll introduce her in just a bit. Yes, it's been a good time. Yesterday, we had an amazing conversation. We dove deep into the first little platform deep dive into Orb and Lens chain. And that's pretty significant too today, because that's actually how I met this extraordinary individual that we're about to chat with today as well. So yes, hey, there we go. My guy Better calls on a building W first, family. Let's get it. How you feeling? How you doing? What's the word? How was the weekend, man? Happy Monday, all that good stuff, man. So we got an amazing Monday starting off 10 a.m. PST. You know us. Vibing busy today, to be honest, just coding. I love it. That's what's up. W Lurk family, it's good to see you. Thanks for pulling up and coming through. All right, y'all. So let's get it. All right. So another, we've been sitting down with Undivided Attention. Undivided Attention is our second longest running segment. We've been doing these conversations since 2022. Sitting down with extraordinary individuals in our network, who we can learn and grow with and just have amazing conversation and build community with. This person is no different, one of the newcomers to the Onaji fam, and just in adjacent networks and with a like-minded mission of helping other folks learn and grow in emerging technology. And it's been really cool just watching their journey. I've been heavily diving in with the Substacks. Actually, the Substack this morning was hilarious. I was laughing, so that was cool as well too. We'll get into that as well too. But this morning, we got somebody with a background in family counseling, adolescents, a master's in nonprofit admin, business, going crazy, living in the peninsula. So we'll talk about that if that comes up as well too. But dabbling in and out of crypto since 2016. 2022, starting a curriculum for herself and others to learn Web3, blockchain tech. We love to see that. That's amazing. So yes, created their own company, their own founder of their own company, their own community, and we will dive heavily in. So it's going to be a really good time. So everybody, welcome to the stage. Our episode 15 guest, we got Sababa in the building. Yes, Sandra Sam Abrams. What's going on, family? How you doing? welcome to Undivided Attention. How you doing?
How fabulous is this? This is so cool. Meeting on Orb and then getting to see you face to face like this. This is amazing. Yeah. I love it. Technology.
Right. Hey, and we're gonna dive into some crazy tech today for sure.
And I'm sorry, my lighting. I don't have very good lighting.
You're good. Sorry. We can see you. And we can do a little, we can post, we can brighten it up a little bit. No big deal. So yeah, it's good to see you. Thank you so much for coming through and agreeing to sit down with us for another, Undivided Attention. So I've been heavily sitting down with a bunch of extraordinary individuals, but this month, being Women's Month, I've been heavily focused on the ladies, which has been amazing. So I've been starting it off these last couple episodes. Let us know, Sandra, who are a couple of your, mentors, people that you look up to, some of your favorite, women's history stories. We'll start off there.
This is the most ironic thing to talk about because of something that just happened to me this week. I'm 65 years old, and my mentors, the people that I've been learning from, are under 40.
Okay. Talk about it.
So the women that I really look up to are the younger women who are totally authentic online. They don't put up with any of the patriarchal kind of BS.
Yeah.
Very strong minded women who are making a presence and known for themselves in the space of Web3, cryptocurrency, and healthcare and real world assets, real estate. These
Yeah.
women just really help inspire me to be able to do this.
Awesome.
There's one or two other people who are my age that I really admire, and we are doing things like similar, and we help each other and we give each other support. But when it comes to inspiration, it's the younger people. I mean, I learned so much, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, that's one of the conversations we have in Onaji quite a bit is that, you know, there's this interesting hierarchy around, you know, elders respect your elders and teachers and different things like that. And of course, all of that is true, I think. But when we're in when we're in an emerging technology side, though, there's a ton that we can learn from younger individuals as tech is changing, as time is changing. You know, it is a very much a give and take, and that's really cool that you brought that up, that you know you some of your mentors are now, you know, 20 under you, and that's pretty fly.
Oh yeah, they're like half my age and are so attuned, so intelligent. You know, I mean, it's like, I mean, and I'll talk about this. This is
Yeah.
the elephant in the room, ageism, and I am actually guilty of having ageism towards people my age or older because I want to go, it's not that hard. It is that
Mm,
hard. It's very
yeah.
difficult for the brain to wrap your mind around things like what's going on today and how fast things
Yeah.
are moving. But at the same time, if I can do it, I just learned how to copy and paste like 5.5 years ago. I've just started to learn computer stuff.
There we
And the
go.
stuff, yeah, and the stuff that I've been doing, come on. You already have AI in your phone. You don't
Hmm.
realize that you're using AI. You're calling bots to make doctor's appointments, you
Right.
know? So you're already adapting and doing some of these things, but most people, I want to say 50 and older, not even my age, young, like 15 years younger than me,
Yeah.
or even younger, aren't really receptive to what's going on in the world today.
Mm. Yeah,
Different.
and i- in the world of emerging tech, that's I think though what we do a lot of time what we do a lot of times in emerging tech is kind of create all of these acronyms and these new brand new terms. Sometimes I think, you know, and I realize this hopping into crypto and trying to educate around, you know, blockchain and NFT specifically, you know, 4 years ago, it was like we have all these terms that are just really, it felt to confuse people and to gatekeep people out.
Did you know I started by learning vocabulary 5 minutes a day? Because I didn't understand the words coming out of your mouth. So
Right.
I
I did
started
see
with
that. I did see
vocabulary.
that.
Yeah. I mean, and it's
That's
true.
brilliant.
And I do really believe that when things started, like, I want to say in like 2019, is when Twitter started picking up a lot of crypto stuff. And
Mhm.
2020 is when it really started to evolve because COVID and people were on
Yeah.
their phones so much and people were online so much. It just changed a lot of different things. But I do think that emerging tech, um, and I think people miss they mistake the word AI, artificial intelligence, or XR or VR, because it's all under the same umbrella. It's all under
Mhm.
AI, virtual reality, metaverse. They're all under there. And it's just learning the components, the small pieces. And I think
Right.
that's what people miss. They want, like, I wanted to learn everything. I was afraid to miss out on something, so I had to learn it all.
Yeah.
Drove myself crazy. I did.
Have you always been like that? You've always been, at the cutting edge and
Yeah. When I was getting my bachelor's degree, I created my own bachelor's degree back in the 90s because they didn't have the classes and what I wanted to learn, because I was doing what I call reality therapy with
yeah,
adolescents, in the
yeah,
sense of I wasn't bullshit. I wasn't going to BS them, you know? So I created my own lane, and I've done that again with Onboard 60. It's
yeah.
an untapped market of a exponentially growing population,
Facts.
you know?
Facts.
I bet. I mean, we're not going anywhere.
Right?
We're going to be
Welcome to
longer. We're living longer with technology, you know?
exactly.
So, I mean, for me, it would be nice for some to be gone and have younger people up in the government. That would be useful, but that's just
Yeah.
my thoughts. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
So,
I think that's one of the pieces too we kind of forget around, like, diversity and inclusion. It's like that age portion as well too. Like you said in the beginning, we can learn from, people half our age or the younger generations and stuff like that. It's like, why don't we have, that kind of permeating into all of these rooms, all these boardrooms, all of these, uh, government floors and stuff like that. That's really what we kind of need. They're in
I
tune with the
I
landscape. Go ahead.
when I very first started Onboard 60, and I asked for people under 40 to join to help the over 50 crowd learn.
Mm,
It was each one teach one, generation to
yeah.
generation. Um, that went along pretty well until, I mean, and I'll admit it, you got to have a lot of patience to help somebody my age. You really have to have so much patience, because the questions that we ask, the
Yeah.
simplicity of what we need in the very beginning, and even for me right now, the things that I want to learn, there's like this much information in between from what I know and to what I want to learn. And that space in between is my difficult. I call it
Right.
senioritis or citizenese, it's that part that I just can't comprehend. And it takes a lot of patience for somebody to help my age. So
Mhm.
that's something you got to look at too. You guys are
That and
sacrificing
that
a lot.
no, no, we're not.
Think about your mom. Think about your mom. Okay.
Yeah,
Have you helped your mom when it comes down to learning about non-fungible tokens, smart contracts, how she can put her medical records, her trust fund on chain? Does she
mm,
have a crypto lawyer and accountant? Does she have stuff like that in place for when she's gone for you?
right.
Have you had that
You
talk?
know, I've been trying, but it's
It's a
hard. That's funny too. That's funny that you brought that up because I had her on Undivided Attention on day 200. So yeah, 11 days ago, and I was trying to, I've been trying, but that is that mother son dynamic. So a lot of times she's like, "Ah."
it's hard. It's hard. I mean, like
Yeah,
my mom's 90 years old
yeah,
and I'm 65, and trying to have a conversation with her about her health care
yeah,
or about her finances. And those are just traditional stuff.
right,
So being able to have I call them hard conversations with your parents,
yeah,
and that's something that I think a lot of people who are in this space forget.
mm,
You know, remember, your mom and dad are going to leave you the house or leave you, I don't know, clothes or whatever they're going to leave you. If they don't leave you anything,
right,
whatever. But it's the idea of having them learn how to put their documents to where they're going to be safe for you, like on chain, because that's where
1000%.
everything's moving. Are they moving their finances? Are they learning about their finances and what's going to happen with their investments?
Yeah.
And that's this kind of stuff that people your age need to talk to people my age.
Yeah.
And nobody talk. I talk about it.
Even boss said, they said, "Ooh, child, I don't even have those myself. I don't even know how to go about getting them." So I think, a lot of us, we talk about, blockchain tech, and you're talking about like real use cases for, that demographic. And that's awesome that, people are having those conversations. You're building community around those conversations. Because a lot of us younger people, unfortunately, we're not really thinking about some of those money decisions, and
And this is what gets me is like, you have people that are your age. I mean, you're what, 25 maybe?
me,
Yeah.
I'm 42.
No, you're not. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to yell. Sorry. You are not.
Yep,
Okay,
I am 42.
this is something, and I will tell you, I have something that I call the talk for people who are your age to talk to their parents. Because
Yeah.
most people, I'm sure you talk to her about getting a wallet and DCA, dollar cost average, of maybe getting a little coins in there, right?
Yeah.
Something for her. And, she probably's got like a Coinbase or a Trust or MetaMask or whatever. And
Yeah.
she's got a few coins in there, right? She knows how to get them. Now it's time for her to learn how to be able to send them to you. Because in the future, when I know in our country, people are going to be going to USDC, or people are going to be going to different types. And I understand senior citizens just want DocuSign. They just want to be able to, put their face in the camera or whatever.
Yeah.
But the idea is it's their money, and it's their money that's going to come to you.
Yeah.
Even if it's just 20 sats of Bitcoin,
Mm-hmm.
it's the idea of the talk, the conversations aren't always about their health and Alzheimer's. It's financially sound of what's happening today.
Facts. That's awesome. I think there's very few places across, this very niche down blockchain Web3 spot that's talking about this, and it's refreshing. Shout out to Onboard 60. That's what I'm talking about.
Can I tell you what I did this morning?
What besides the Substack?
I did that this morning too. Yeah. But besides
Yeah.
writing the Substack, I get on Claude. Okay. I like Claude, Perplexity. I like playing with the LLMs. Okay. I have my own digital clone, Sababa, on Delphi AI.
Yeah.
But I had to get on. I wanted to go and just ask Claude, tell me what my presence is. Do a digital report of my presence. And I'm really creating my own lane, my own niche, because like you said, nobody's talking about it. If they do, they talk about it in a conventional manner.
Yeah. Or, I mean, to that aspect, we're talking about it in a negative way because we have like centralized companies like Meta and, Zuckerberg's getting into that lane and thinking about those conversations. But on the flip side, it's very cool because, that use case, that ability to kind of preserve that, but have ownership over that is where that's the difference.
And there's Midnight Network, there's Morpheus Network, there's things that are happening. There's Kudus. There's so many different, I call them startups, but there's so many different companies now that are building on chain, that are actually doing ZK proof. They're actually doing things for records, and they're actually companies that have access that can help you with your health. I mean, that's the kind of stuff. It's happening, but nobody's talking about it because everybody's talking about the Clarity Act, or they're always talking about something else. You know, it's
So
like
me, it's good 100x. Yes.
It's like you talk about now, what's happening now in your own realm. You know, we forget that because we went online and we're global, and we forget our own communities. We forget the people that are right around us, that are looking straight at us, that we're looking at. You know, we're talking to somebody in Italy. I live in South Florida, and there's people in South Florida who could learn a lot about using virtual reality, a lot about using cryptocurrency wallets. But I'm talking to somebody in Italy. You know, we forget to start at home. We forget.
And I think, that is a testament, especially because, I know a lot of people that I connected with in Web3. You mentioned COVID, and everybody was inside, and it was like everybody was looking for, a digital community or something like that. And I think that's where that really kind of took off. But one of the, I guess, that is kind of a gift and a curse, where it's like, this is a global situation. We can talk to people instantly all over the globe, but it's like, we do need to remember and keep that balance of like going outside into your actual IRL community. We're still living, breathing folks right now.
Well, let me ask you a question. When you started your whole school, when you started your whole online presence, did you go to friends and people that you knew? Hey, I'm getting ready to do this. Do you want to jump on?
Yeah. I mean, I was the crazy man since
at least one
2009.
person. At least one person. And the thing is we forget that we started with people that we knew. We started with a really tight group. And it's cool to expand out, but never forget the people, like the people around us.
Huge facts. And as your community grows, out globally, you'll have more of those people that do know you IRL kind of reach out. And I think one of the things that, we had seen is a lot of communities would be like, well, get kind of upset. Like, oh, I told you about this. You didn't want to rock with it. It's like, we need to buck that too, because that's natural. Humans are going to come and gravitate when they're ready. And
we've created a bubble.
Yeah, facts.
We've created a bubble, and it's time for some of us, like the way I meet my community is I have a great audience. I live in South Florida. I have all the senior citizens around me. I can go to the grocery store, which is where the idea of Onboard 60 started. And I can stop any random person over 50 at the grocery store and start talking to them because they'll talk to me.
Right.
I can go to like the senior citizen active center or whatever down the street.
Yeah.
The thing is that's what we've got to do. We have to get out and have people hear us in the real world so they can come back in to being online with us.
Yeah, for sure. Boss had a great comment. They said, how would you go about bringing this info to your local community, or how do you go about it with Onboard 60?
Well, first and foremost, I find the different centers in the area, and I email them. I actually, last July, there was a Florida Senior Living Association conference. I went to it.
Okay.
And these are people who are like thinking that AI is data entry for the senior living center, being able to use data in the way with different AI tools. And I'm talking to them about using Meta Horizon headset or the Alcove Sanctuary, which is a company that uses it for physical therapy and connecting senior citizens around the world. And they're like, what are you talking about? And this is the Florida Senior Living Association. And that it wasn't even crypto. That was just healthcare tech. So
Interesting.
we have to get out. And that was made me realize that I have to get out there. I have to talk to people. And some people say I'm nuts. Some people say I'm crazy, but I don't
Yeah.
care. You know, it's more of you have to take the initiative.
Yeah. And you need this. And I know that you need this. So I'll be that crazy person.
Yeah, and it's like I don't even know if it's like I want to say that you need this. I just want to go, hey, look, this is what I'm doing because I'm afraid of not understanding when I walk into the bank and they tell me, well, this is Solana and you've got Polygon. And I go
Right.
and I'll be like, you know, it's like you have to, you got to get out there.
1000%.
You know, we are the ambassadors. Somebody said ambassadors. Yeah. You know how like when you're on TikTok or Twitter or Farcaster, Noster, DSO, how they have be an ambassador, you know, you post and we give you your tokens and blah, blah.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? You got to do that in real world. You're not going to get tokens. You know, you may not get sats, you know, Bitcoin sats, you know, nobody's going to be there to give them to you, but you know, you can start it yourself.
1000%. 1000%. That's amazing. And all while, you know, you're out in the grocery stores and out these centers and preaching to the folks, you're out in the back end too on your downtime, learning the new tech and learning AI. And just recently you told me you're hopping into GitHub, you know, with the ReFi homies. Like that's
GitHub is with Algorand. I'm doing this Algorand masterclass accelerator
there
thing.
We go. Yeah.
And it's all about onboard 60, 55 plus communities that are going to be built on the blockchain using smart contracts. And I can go on with that. But so I get into this masterclass because it's about a pitch deck, being able to do your pitch deck. And so they were like, get on GitHub. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm not a dev. I've tried not to get on GitHub. It just looks so crazy to me. Well, I made an account. I haven't created my first repository yet. I can't even say the word repository, you know, but, you know, I know that I'm going to do it because I do everything scared. I just do everything scared. And that's just it. You know, I just do it.
That's very cool. You know, and there are a few humans out there that, you know, are brave enough to do that. But it's very helpful, not only for ourselves, but for our communities around us, especially when you have a mission of sharing that info and helping other people and bringing people along as well too. So yeah.
Well, you said you're in your early 40s, right? So what you're thinking about right now is how you're going to save money for when you're in your 60s. So you don't have to be working like I'm doing now as a waitress in my 60s.
Yeah.
So you're building your own thing now and looking at considering that. So you're looking at different alternatives for your finances for the future. And, you know, there's so many different, like the graph is out there, Near is out there. There's so many, you know, and you want to figure out which ones you want to really actually invest in. And that's a difficult thing for somebody who's looking at, you know, because you've got so many different ones.
Now Sam, we're up to like almost 40 million different coins. 40 million.
I just look at the top 10, you know, because all the other ones are shit coin. I mean, well, they are. They're poo-poo coins. Okay. I don't know if you can cuss on here or not, but
no, you're good. Some of them might end up, you know, climbing to the maybe top 200, top 100. But yeah, it's like it's really difficult to get a grasp on everything out there. It's impossible. It was impossible when there was 20,000.
Yeah, you've got the overnight ones. You know, you've got the ones that I call the overnight ones. The ones that are here for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Somebody else made all their money, and then you're stuck going, "Oh man, I just lost $100," kind of thing, because you just didn't put much in. But it's trying to figure out which ones. And I think it's time that, you know how like in stocks, they have portfolios, they have the different categories in that portfolio.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
they're doing that now at Grayscale and Fidelity and JP Morgan and Wells Fargo, Goldman Sachs. They have different ETFs that are cryptocurrencies, but they're separate. Some of them are separate. They've got like the Ethereum, they've got the Solana, they've got, I think they even had an Avalanche. They have quite a few, but they should be a conglomerate together in one portfolio. So the average balance, and that's just what I think, because senior citizens.
Go ahead. You were going to my next slide.
Because senior citizens, when they do invest in stocks, a lot of times they give the money to a portfolio. They don't know what's in their portfolio, but they trust this random guy who's playing with their money. So, let's do it the right way.
Right. That's true. Pros and cons to it. I think, as we get further along, and that's so dope that you're talking about, crypto ETFs and all that good stuff. I think it's interesting because we have a lot of people that have been in the space that are kind of skeptical around that. It's like, because a lot of those conglomerates, they were like, oh, stay away from Bitcoin in the beginning, and then now, or stay away from crypto, and now it's like, oh, we've got these ETFs we can offer you and different things like that. I understand that, that's fine. I think as we kind of get into the future, though, I think more and more people, especially when we get AI paired with this, will be able to kind of create their own ETFs or kind of have their own, ways of
on-chain, decentralized. Exactly.
Yes.
The reason why I talk about the centralized brokerage firms is because that's my lane, that's my realm, that's what people hear. I'm a self-sovereignty bitch. I believe offline, cold wallet, Trezor, all of them. But the thing is that you've got to meet people where they are.
Facts.
And you're meeting me where I am without even realizing it. So when I talk to somebody who's my age, I have to ask them these weird questions that, I might not agree with or believe, but it's not my money. It's their money. And I have to help them when it's comfortable for them.
Yeah.
And it's hard, because a lot of times I just want to go and shake them. I do. I want to go, why don't you have a trust wallet? Have you ever heard of Trezor? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay, you've heard of Ledger. Well, let's talk about EliPal, because that's the one with the big letters.
Right.
That kind of shit. That kind of stuff.
That's awesome. I think, we've had a lot of conversations like that as well too, and talking about meeting people where they are. Even in the beginning, it's like we were trying to get away from like centralized exchanges, but we got to recognize that there are these many stepping stones in between that are inevitable. We can't go from, one extreme to the other extreme, like, the cold wallet treasure situation. People are like, there's no way. So, we kind of have to sometimes go through these other little entities and other little steps that we, being in the space for a long time would skip over. But yeah.
The first definition of Bitcoin was without the interference of government or centralized banks. Well, they took that part of the definition out of it because it's being integrated. And there's so many people who are saying, definitely people are scared of change, but the idea of just transferring dollars to digital dollars and it not really being any different, but the big difference is monitoring, controlling, and people don't understand. Oh yeah, I understand regenerative currencies. Who just wrote that? Regenerative currencies. Oh gosh, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a master's in nonprofit, which helps me understand how to write curriculum. So I created my own curriculum. And one semester was all about regenerative finances. And I'm telling you, if we could do a regenerative community, oh my God, imagine. So
What do you mean by that? Let's talk more about that.
Regenerative community, being able to be your best self, give as much, and be able to contribute as much as the next person who's contributing their talent, what they can do, and people are able to help each other in that manner. In other words, you have a community not competing with the other community, but helping that other community grow. So you're interacting with each other. You're regenerating each other, moving forward. So you can do that financially, you can do that agriculturally, and you can do that within a community. And that's what I think. But that's just me.
Awesome. I love it. I love it. No, shout out to you, Sam. You're cooking. You're going in. I do want to circle back, though. I do want to circle back. You know, so for the people that are hopping in, it's good to see you. Praying daily in the building. Good to see you, family. That's what's up. Let us know, because you know, in this Web3 side, a lot of people, you know, had this anonymous, you know, making the different handles and different things like that. So break down the I want to hear the stories around the names and the aliases and things. Get into it.
Sababa is okay. When I was young, when I was stupid, and I was 19, 20 years old, I thought that the American way was my problem. It wasn't me, it was America. So being the person brought up in the family that I was brought up in, I had the opportunity to travel Europe. I also had the opportunity, and I say opportunity very, very loosely. I had the opportunity to live in another country for a few years. Well, this other country was Israel. And I thought that instead of going back to college, that I was going to move to Israel and be a new immigrant and just live really cool life on a communal farm-like thing. And my parents were like, go ahead. Sign up to be a new immigrant. You just go do that. You don't want to go to college? Go for it. And I'd already been in college for like a year. And so I did. I went over there, and when you get off the plane as a new immigrant, they say, this is the time, the date that you go into the army. I had to go into their army.
Wow.
The group that I was in was named Sababa. Sababa is slang for, what do I say all the time? Fabulous. I even have Be Fabulous on my wrist as a tattoo.
There you go.
Sababa means fabulous.
Yeah.
Sandra, my given name, I had no idea that it meant helper, and I'm a counselor. What? And Sam, yeah, who knew? And Sam was, I think I was like 4 years old or something, and they said I was named after my grandfather, Sam. And I said, well, then call me Sam.
Right.
So, you know,
that's
awesome. I used Sababa online before I doxed myself. Yeah. My name was Sababa everywhere. So
I love that. That's awesome. Okay.
So yeah,
that's awesome.
Be fabulous. Be fabulous.
Be fabulous. Yes. Yeah. We need more of that energy. Just be fabulous. For sure. For sure. W Lord, absolutely, Z. No problem. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. For sure. All right. You are cooking. We are 40 minutes in, it's flying. But Sam, we do need to get into this lightning round real fast. It's something that we always do with our undivided attention
Okay.
guests. So the first thing that comes to mind, nothing too crazy, just whatever you're thinking. All right. So first one, it's probably gonna be really easy. East Coast or West Coast?
East Coast.
Okay, for sure. From the colors, red, yellow, or blue.
Yellow.
Favorite food?
Pasta.
Hey, what kind specifically?
Bolognese.
There we go. Okay, I'm getting hungry. All right, that's what's up.
Yeah, I mean,
Fa-
I could eat bolognese for breakfast, lunch, dinner. I could eat it every day.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Favorite music artist or a couple if you can't decide.
I love Joni Mitchell. I grew up
Okay,
listening to Joni Mitchell. Of
let's
course,
go.
Pink Floyd. You know, I have
Yeah,
to go with my boys. And
yeah,
Journey. I like Journey.
yes. That's what's up. W answers absolutely, absolutely. Favorite vacation destination?
Where I
Been there
live,
or okay, yes, talk about it.
because I mean, I live 5 minutes from the beach.
Right.
Anywhere there's a beach, it's a nice beach that I can go to. That's where I want to be.
I hear that.
So,
Same, I'm on that same energy. I'm in LA, so yes, I
oh
agree
yeah,
with that heavily.
Malibu. I love Malibu. I lived in Malibu
There
for a
you go.
couple of summers. I love that.
That's
Yeah,
fire.
that was a
That's
great
fire.
place.
On the tech
This is,
side, okay, here we go.
I'm sorry,
What you
this is
got?
Malibu Beach. Uh, this was one of the, what do you call them, hotels that's in Malibu before. I don't know if it was burned or not, but so got
That's that's W verse. That's what I'm talking about. No, that's awesome. That's awesome. All right. So blockchain or AI?
definitely blockchain.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Definitely
W
blockchain
answer.
because you can build AI on top.
There you go.
You can take blockchain and move it with AI anyway. You know, you
And a
can
lot of people
build.
aren't having, yeah, and a lot of people aren't having the conversations you're having as far as like the record keeping piece and
Well,
that
also a lot of and you know, and I don't care how old you are, but so many people, I'm so sick of this. People are using ChatGPT, they're using Perplexity, and they're asking them questions, but they're not giving them the information needed. You
mm,
know, they're going like, write me a letter to email. What is that? No,
right. Like,
write an
well, yeah,
executive summary. You know, that's, I mean,
yeah,
I learn everything that I can. People are not using them to the max that they can. It's the prompt,
facts.
it's the question, it's the information that you put in is
Mm,
going to be the amount of output that you get back that is clear, concise for what you want.
1000%.
But people aren't doing that. They're going, Chat GPT, who is on this ballet? What is this Timothy Chalamet about this ballet stuff? I mean, what is that? You know?
Yeah,
And you know
yeah,
people are doing that.
yeah. That's
You
funny.
know,
Z
you
said, "Isn't
say,
that the problem with life? No one is being efficient." Period. Yeah.
period. Bet right there.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Like a
That's a fact.
glorified search engine. Yeah.
And I
Don
think
said, blockchain over here. Go ahead.
and I think that a lot of people uh, think that they're having a conversation and they forget that they're the ones feeding the information.
Right.
It's, yeah, you're having a conversation, but you're the one guiding it yourself. And you have to remember that you're the one that's in control. And people
Yeah.
forget that, especially people my age who grew up with Twilight Zone and think that they're going to come in and, you know, there was this movie that we grew up with called The Blob. Okay. Blob,
Okay.
BLOB. Okay. And it was about this blob of substance that was going to like take over everything. And it scared everybody. And I mean, people are looking at AI like that, like it's going to come and take over everything. And it's like, that's the mindset, you know, you've got to have the mindset of, I am here to give information, to get the best and extract as much as I can from it.
Right.
And you have to remember, different ones are for different purposes.
Mm.
You have Claude, that is more of documentation. It can allow you to expand your ideas into professional documents. Perplexity is more for university. I mean, you have to understand what they're for and be able to use them to the best of your ability for their purposes. But,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. All tools with different strengths and weaknesses and all that.
just like
But that's a
I
lot to
have,
learn, though. That's a lot to
yeah.
learn, though, Sababa. Yeah.
Oh, there's so much to learn. And I know nothing. It's like every year I feel like I know less and less. And it's like, really, I've learned a lot and I've accomplished a
Right.
lot. You know, I mean, I've got my art gallery office and auditorium on Spatial. You know, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, just trying to get people in there to learn how to use it, you know,
Yeah.
for senior citizens. It's real simple stuff. And it's like the things that I've done and I've accomplished, it's because I've fallen down and I got back up. I've made
Mm.
mistakes. I've had to ask people for help. I've had to go, I don't know shit. I don't know anything of what I'm doing. Do you know, I understand anything about what I'm trying to do? And
Yeah.
people help me, you know. You got to be able to do that.
1,000%. 1,000%. But I mean, that's people that have to embrace change and embrace knowing that things are going to change and not being or being afraid of it is fine, but just being cognizant around it's inevitable, you know?
What is it?
And just
What is that? Hmm. Okay. This is the saying that they told me when I was a kid. And I would
yeah,
be like, the only constant in life is change.
right.
And you know, you hear that all the time, and you're like going, yeah, okay, sure it is. Yeah, okay, yeah. But yeah, you got to be resilient, especially in
Right.
this space.
Yeah.
You got to be open to
1,000%.
it. You know,
Love it.
Orb Lens has changed a lot. It's grown a lot.
A lot. Just
There's
within itself.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know what like, mirror, comment, or collect was when I first started. You know,
Yeah.
I didn't understand that you liked it, you reposted it, you collected it, and you tipped on it. You know, I didn't
Hmm.
understand any of that. And I think a lot of people are intimidated that are on X that come over. People who have been who went from Lens or X to Farcaster
Hmm.
got a lot of disillusion from Farcaster.
Yeah.
And a lot of them went back to X or they stayed on Farcaster, which is a good platform, don't get me wrong. But they felt the betrayal as we felt on Lens.
Mm.
And the way things have changed and how it's become part of Base, part of Coinbase,
Right.
that leaves a bad taste in my mouth when it comes to Farcaster now. Because I mean, I think my FID was like 14,000 or something like that. I was like very early.
Really?
Yeah, I'm an
Yeah. Super.
OG. I'm an early adopter. I want to know everything
I
early
dig it.
on because if I'm going to help senior citizens, I got to know how to do this stuff, you know?
Yeah. That's cool.
And
Yeah, I think mine's like 200,000 something. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And the thing is Farcaster really that much on Base? It's not really that much on Base, but Farcaster is now Base in a lot of ways. Base itself as an app is not a social app anymore. It's a
Right.
trading app. It's a wallet. It's a collectible. Farcaster is now part of what they call the social thread, the social part of what I
Yeah.
call Base now. I mean, it's supposed to be separate, but is it?
I
You
think too,
think that
when you
they're
have
two things?
people, on the development side and they were kind of, excited around Coinbase and, I guess, the currency and the dollars behind that as far as like creating for both. I think once you have, it feels like, okay, Base is on board with Farcaster and the protocol and social and all that good stuff. And then to see this 180 pivot with seemingly what over the course of a couple months, it's like that kind of does a little bit to, the psyche, the psychology around this thing. It really kind of is a demotivator, even if it is completely separate and all that good stuff. It's like people and developers specifically were building for that whole ecosystem as a whole, for their apps to
Right.
live on both, and doing that work to make both, work cohesively. And then for it to be like, okay, we're dropping social, we're going to do just the trading side. It's like that's a blow to the social part. And I think a lot of people were looking elsewhere, and Farcaster unfortunately got caught in that crossfire of
I think so
what
too.
else is out there.
I think Farcaster was amazing for so long, and they really were growing and really doing everything they can. And at the moment now, I think that they're like what Lens was about 8 months ago, trying to restructure the people who were there, trying to get things back, and really trying to make a foundation solid for themselves.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to happen, but yeah, what is it? I feel like Farcaster was rugged by Base. Yeah, yeah, that's what we feel too. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So yeah, the
So as
socials.
far as far as who's in the lead winning right now, is it Lens? Is it Orb? Is that where
Well,
we're?
I think within the Lens protocol, it's definitely Orb.
Mhm.
You have Desocial World, you have Noster, um, and you have Near, and you have the Graph, and they all have their own social networks,
Yeah.
and they're all separate in their own bubbles. And
Right.
some people are on different ones. Like I got on Noster early on just because they're Bitcoin maxis, and I thought that's what you're supposed to be, you know. And they
Yeah.
scared the daylights out of me. They were like Bitcoin, Bitcoin, only Bitcoin, and it was freaking me out. So I learned about other social medias,
Yeah.
Lens, DSO, and they all had their components. They all had their different socials, but they're all trying to do the same thing. It's like you have Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, what is it? Threads, Facebook. Well, you've got Lens, DSO, Noster, Farcaster.
Yeah.
It's under that umbrella. So yeah,
1000%. 1000%. I love it. I love it. No, you're so tapped in. That's awesome. I can't wait to just continue building over on the orb side, in Lens chain and all that as well. It's a good time. No, ice.
yeah,
We got icy through my guy in the building. He was one of the early ones. Was like, on Farcaster. The rewards program. It's as good as it is until it's not. Until that goes away, then it's like, okay, people are used to, oh, we're getting paid to post. Where they have that competition side. That's Don Sambaba. He said Lens paid too for a while. I wasn't aware of that,
yeah.
so I
Lens
didn't know
paid for
that.
a while too. Yeah. This is the one thing that people forget, and I forget a lot of times, is that people say that we are early. I don't say we are early anymore. I say that we are in the process of building, because we
Mm,
are changing, we are growing, and we are learning different things. Like Farcaster went when they brought up what was it, frames, and then it was
yeah.
mini apps. They didn't have first. They at one point they didn't even have channels. You know,
Right. Right.
and so we have to remember that we're not guinea pigs, but we are guinea pigs, but we
Yeah.
want to be guinea pigs on these platforms. So we
Yeah.
want to learn how to do this stuff. So yeah, people are going to stay.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's true. It has to be organic if people are going to stay. If you lure people in by paying, they will not stay when you stop. And that's exactly what happened with
Yeah.
Lens. And that happened, and like on what is it, DSO, they have focus.xyz. And focus is, you can have gated post, You can have subscriptions, you can have tiers, and this is just social media. You have people tipping you, you have people buying your NFTs directly off the feed, just like on Lens. So, I mean, those are out there. Just we have to have people who want to be a part of it.
And that's the tricky part, and that's what a lot of communities, that's what a lot of developers, that's what a lot of VCs sometimes are trying to figure out. Like, what do the people want? But unfortunately, I think, with the mass adoption mainstream, they don't really know what they want at times until it's there, and they're like, okay, this is pretty cool. So,
and you also have a lot of people, like, I know you saw when I was promoting a particular social media that was brand new, that they said that they were decentralized and they were going to have a token. And I mean, I started with them when they very first started, like on their second or third wave of people coming in. And then I learned that these were people who were like Web 2 people, and they thought it would be cool to have their meeting space meetup app become Web3 and have a token and have tipping and all of that. Well, they're not doing any of it. They don't, they're still going conference to conference raising money. And the people what they've done is that they go to Twitter and they get their first 30 to 60 days of a wave of people, newbies, and they pump them up. Then they'll get the next 30, 60 days of next wave of people from some conference that they've gone to or some event that they have. And that's how they're generating it.
Wow.
But if you didn't know that that's what they were doing, you would be thinking, oh, wow, I need to keep posting because people like my stuff and I'm ranking high and eventually I'm going to make money. Well, no,
Rinse and repeat.
no. Yeah. And it's sad. There's a lot out there like that. There's a lot of people that are doing that.
Yeah, for sure. Unfortunately, but I mean, on the flip side, there is a lot of communities and builders and social good that are trying to use this technology to help folks.
Sure.
So,
There's great communities out there. I mean, it's like, look at you. Look at what you're doing. We've talked about me this whole time. Tell me what you do. Tell me what the thing is, I mean, the thing is, it's like you're out here doing the same thing. You're reaching out to people. You're trying to help other people understand and learn about whether it's social media, whether it's cryptocurrencies, whether it's blockchain, ZK proof, whatever it is, and I think that's the one thing people forget, that there's a lot of people out here that are really working hard, and you're one of them.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, but it's a good time and it's rewarding, building community, getting to connect with, people like you. So it's awesome. I'm a very optimistic person though, maybe to a fault. Sometimes I got my deans at the U and they're like, yo, B, like, come on, be for real.
Me too.
But it's good. Yeah, there you go. There
Yeah.
you go.
I joke around, but I'm very serious about this. I can tell you what not to do in crypto,
Right.
but I can also tell you what to do because of what I have done.
That experience is valuable for sure.
Yeah. They say knowledge is power, but no, I think experience is a lot of the knowledge right there.
Yeah, that's a bar. Sandra, you're cooking. I love it. No, that we could talk more about, the Onaji side and all that good stuff. They've heard me yap for 200 days in a row.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. But
I do want to say really quick to everybody who's listening and whoever hears it later, what you want to do, and this is what I've had to learn after 4 years of doing this, trying to build a business, trying to build this project, is you got to really find your platforms that you are able to be authentic, feel comfortable, and that you get a response from.
Right.
Because I was on so many different platforms for so long, spread myself so thin. And I was a guest on a lot of different podcasts. I'm on different shows, and I've, written Substack for a while and all that kind of stuff. So like I told you earlier, I went to Claude, I write out, where my presence is, a digital presence, and what's useful and what's best for me, how I can reach more people and be consistent. And it was able to take what I did the last 4 years and say, okay, this worked, this works better. Do this, that's even going to be better for you. Yeah. So I tell people, do your, what I call feasibility report, find out what's useful that you're doing. Cause you love doing what you're doing, don't you? And you love being able to talk about stuff to different people. And the thing is that, yeah, I do too, but I need to make sure people want to hear it and it's going to land and it's something that's useful, not just because I want to hear myself talk, so that's what I think,
Solid.
Now it's niching down.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Boss had an amazing question. What's a day in the life of Sam look like?
Coffee, first coffee, no matter what, is coffee.
Yeah.
The timing, I work at night. I have a full-time job at night as a waitress in a high-end steakhouse. I do really well. I make really good money there. Seasonally, there's like 4 or 5 months I make nothing because I live in a seasonal beach town.
Okay.
So going to the beach at least once or twice a week, I have to. It's something that I'm compelled to do. If I don't, I feel like something's wrong. I have a canal behind my apartments that I go to, moving water. I do a journal. It's something called the Artist Way, because diving down these rabbit holes was such a life-altering thing for me. I lost myself completely and I didn't understand anything. And I felt like I was going crazy in this world, because of blockchain and Web3. And I'd go into work and talk to people and they'd be like, what are you talking about? Kind of thing. So, I started a self-aware self-care called the Artist Way workbooks. Nice. August of 23. And for me, I need to be able to be okay with me. So I journal. 100%. And I ended up taking my first year journals and making it into a book because I was in some business group that said, we want you to write a book. I'm like, I don't know how to write a book, but I've got all of this,
There you go. Yeah.
And so I did that. But I have to be able to get my thoughts out in the morning and do the same thing at night before I go to bed, because my thoughts are always, how can I use Claude to write the best business proposal for 55 and older communities using the blockchain, tokenization, and fractional ownership? And I have to figure out what questions do I need to ask. So a lot of my time is researching with conventional, non-conventional search engines. Since March of 2024, I've been a member of ReFi, which is a women's and non-binary financial group learning cryptocurrency, AI, blockchain.
Right.
Every Tuesday and Thursday. So it's starting tomorrow. So a day in my life, I go by, in my mind, semesters, because I'm always learning. I still have my curriculum that I do. And my curriculum for this semester is ReFi and the Algorand masterclass for doing a pitch deck. So work at night, Definitely Orb. I have to be on Orb at least. Even if I don't post anything, I'm scrolling it,
Yeah.
I never thought I would doom scroll Orb, but I do. I love it. I mean, I'm rarely on Twitter, and I don't like going over there anyway. X, whatever you want to call it. I would rather be
Right.
on Orb.
Yeah.
It's so going outside, posting, doing videos. I'm got to get back on TikTok and Facebook. I just throw Substack over there now. I'm like, let them read it, kind of thing. So
I'm reading it. I love it. I'm soaking them up. It's hilarious.
So yeah.
Cool. Nah, Sam, no,
Rarely
you
sleep.
touched.
I rarely sleep because I rarely sleep because you people, whoever just asked me that, I'm sure you're on the other side of the world, and it's like midnight here when it's morning where you are, and you're saying good morning, and I'm trying to go to sleep, and I'm like saying good morning until like 4 in the morning, because I don't want to miss it. I don't want to miss like seeing people.
Yeah.
So
No, you gotta get to sleep. You gotta get your sleep, man.
I sleep. I sometimes sleep from like 6 in the morning to like 10 or 11.
Wow.
Because I've been on Orb at night, I had to stop that. I had to
That's
stop.
too funny.
Yeah.
These things can be addictive. No, no, you're busy and W grind. I love it. I love to see it. Keep going in, and it's gonna things are only gonna ramp up. We're in bear market season right now, but the builders and communities are cooking right now. So it's only gonna get crazier.
When I first started, I didn't realize that it was like a whole bunch of developers, and computer guys. I was like, oh, this is gonna be so much fun, yeah.
Right.
And they were like, what are you talking about? What do you mean? We're talking about a trade. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about,
That's funny.
Let's talk about learning HTML or learning CSS.
Yep.
What's that other one that I tried? Oh my God.
What
I
you
tried
try JavaScript?
JavaScript. Yeah. I got on this. It's called Mimo, MIMO. It's some app. And I started learning, and I got to the point of where it would ask me to actually build something. And I was like, I don't remember how to do this. It was like being able to put the parentheses in, put in like this little, whatever those things are, those little triangles back and forth. But I didn't realize that they all had something different directions, different instructions. And so I was learning HTML. Then I started learning JavaScript, and it was confusing because I thought I had to do certain things, but I didn't. So then I went to CSS. And so I've got the basics. I understand it, but I'm not a dev. I'm not a dev.
The interesting thing now is that a lot of people are letting Claude and these LLMs handle all that now, which is
You heard what they
crazy
said on
to see.
Anthropic, right? There's somebody who works at Anthropic that says, I don't even code anymore. I just ask Claude. And I'm like, oh, I've done that.
Which is cool though, because I think a lot of people that aren't traditional devs or more on the non-tech side can dive into that. And you'll find that out soon with this Algorand GitHub journey you're on.
Yeah.
Sure.
The main reason why I got on the GitHub is because now they have an AI agent, so I can actually, put in a document and go, hey, can you revise this?
Right.
Because
That's cool.
I couldn't do half the crap that I do if I didn't have AI. I mean, I know nothing. I had no idea what zoning meant or which area of the city that was be acceptable for properties that are 55 and older. I had to go to Perplexity and go, what's this about? Teach me.
Right.
So
that's cool. No, that's awesome though, Sam. This has been a crazy, amazing conversation. One word to describe it, it's been fabulous.
It's always
That's what I'm talking about. Absolutely. Let us know where where we can continue to find you. Because you're in a lot of spots. So let us know some of your most active handles.
Yeah, on X, Onboard 60, which you'll see
Yeah.
a lot of Substacks, more than anything, and any kind of post that I have to do for SheFi, because I have, now that's the one thing I don't like about SheFi is these freaking quests that they ask you to do, and it's like I've been with SheFi now since 2024, and it's like I don't do half of them, but I do most of them,
There you go.
So that's the only reason why I'm on X. I moved to Facebook over the last few months because there's a lot of old people over there, and I thought,
Okay.
I can repost Substacks over there and do some stuff over there.
Yeah.
So it's Sandra Abrams on Facebook, Onboard 60 on X, Sababa on Lens, and I think it's Sababa 60 on DSO. And I think Noster, am I Sababa on Noster? I don't know. But just come to Orb. Just come to Orb.
Let's use Orb.
Just come to Orb. Just orbit. Just do it. Just orbit.
Do you have you on the LinkedIn side or not really?
I'm on LinkedIn. Yes, I forgot about that one. Yeah, that's my conventional bigwig. All the adults are over there.
Right.
So it's like I've got to be more. This is the one thing about me. Is I have to be more consistent. I'm constant. I always show up, but I need to be more consistent with what I put out for Onboard 60. That was my main reason to go to Claude and ask to do a digital presence report for me, so I could actually see what I'm doing, what's working, and what I need to do differently to succeed with Onboard 60. Go to Claude, Perplexity, whatever you use, and ask to have them do a digital presence report. And it'll tell you if you're doing a project, whatever kind of project you're doing, and you've been online for at least the last 2 or 3 years, any of these LLMs would be able to look at, tell you what you are doing useful, what you are doing that you might not need to be doing as much as, and what platforms that are best for you. And that's just somebody pays me $150 an hour for that. Okay. So boom.
There you go.
Yeah, I have a Stan store too. I forgot about that. I have so much I forget.
You're all over. I love it.
My first book that I told you about, the one that I did my journals, I didn't realize that it has two chapters in there the same. Because I was like,
no big deal. Hey,
but yeah, because it's like it was the idea of, they were like, hey, write a book, do this. I'm like, okay, whatever, here, let's do it. And then my next one was what is it? A handbook for newbies. To talk about X and NFTs and wallets for senior citizens. So, I've got. Wait a minute. I have them right here. Handbook for newbies. And then this one was Web3, AI, and the metaverse. I forgot I had them right there.
That's awesome. I love that.
I forget they're right there. Right.
No, you're good. You're good. Sam, we're definitely gonna have to sit down for a part 2 in the near future for sure. Because I know you're gonna be killing it, crushing it.
Give me 90 days. Give me at least 90 days. I've got things that I want to do, and I want to accomplish them. Accomplish them. So then in 90 days we can, or even in 6 months, we can do a recap.
Heck yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. No, you have been a phenomenal guest. Episode 15, you came through and cooked. I already knew that was going to go down like that. No, Sam, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for allowing us to give you our undivided attention. So I hope you had a good time. Was it fun? You had fun?
Talk to your mom.
I will. I try all the time.
Or hell, send her to me, send her to me, and I'll be like, come on, you don't know what he's doing? Let's talk about what he's doing.
There you go.
Get interested in what he's doing, man.
Mm-hmm. That's a solid method right there.
Yeah, be proud of your son. Let's learn about what he's doing.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Thank you
Man,
so
chat,
much.
you guys are
I mean,
amazing.
I appreciate it. Seeing these
Of
comments and
course.
people who are here. I really appreciate you guys showing up. I mean, thank you
Absolutely.
so much. I really appreciate it. I really do.
Absolutely.
Thank you
Cool.
for having me. I mean, I just feel lucky that I was here.
Of course. Absolutely. Thousand
I love
percent.
being
1000%.
early.
And hey, 90 days, half a year, we're gonna sit down another one because yeah, I definitely want to see what you accomplish. You know, you got those big goals, and yeah, that's good. That's a good time. That's a good time. You ever thought about getting in the live stream era? You know, that
Yes.
content side? Okay.
In fact, I bought this microphone,
Yes.
and then I got another microphone because I didn't know that you had to have earphones to hear yourself. I thought something was broken, and that because I mean it said the speaker was working. It said that all that
Yeah.
on my computer, but I couldn't hear anything, and I was like, "Well, maybe it's the microphone." That's what I do. See, that's the thing of being old, of being a senior citizen. I forget to ask somebody. Because when I did tell somebody, oh, well, I had to get a second microphone, they were like, well, did you have headphones? Did you were able to hear yourself? I'm like, what?
Yeah.
You have
What?
to have what? And that's the thing, is that piece in between senior citizens that we forget. So yeah, I got to get some kind of headphones. And yeah, I want to get into podcasting because
Cool.
I want to be able to interview all of these amazing women that are
Yeah.
coming through, you know, older women, younger women, all these women who are doing some amazing things.
1000%.
So yeah.
Cool.
So yeah,
I'll have to once you get that started, I'll have to connect you with a bunch of my network as well too.
with your
So
mom. I want to talk to your mom.
yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I mean,
Absolutely.
she raised you, so she must be an amazing woman.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
That was such an old person thing to say. I'm so sorry.
No,
I
yeah.
catch myself doing the senior citizenese stuff. You know, I call it senior citizenitis and stuff. God.
That's funny. That
Yeah.
is funny. Cool. All right, Sam, we're gonna get out of here. That was amazing. I appreciate you. We'll have to do this again for sure. Chat, you guys are amazing. Hope you guys
Thank you so much,
having
everybody.
a great start. Yeah, having a great start to the Monday. Have a good rest of the Monday. Have a good work week, all that good stuff. Yeah, stay after it. So, all right, y'all. Undivided attention, episode 15. We're out of here. Peace, y'all.
Peace.